stuff like that. So thank you obviously for that.
I mean, when you put it that way, yeah, that's I like that. That's a good soundbite in the top 100 almost. I like that. Honoured to be the 99th.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we're on Thursday, mate. How's the week been?
All right. I mentioned just off air, I'm still on the come down from North Wrestling's Thunderstruck 3, which I don't think I'll ever get over, just because of just how full circle it was from a media perspective, but also as a fan. Like, I've only really come around when when it comes to the Thunderstruck 3, you kind of think and go, holy Christ, that's the third one. Like, there's been 3 of these already. And I was just very fortunate to just be there in, like, not just as a fan, but to be like behind the scenes and doing stuff I love to do. So it was just, and then when I woke up on Monday morning, it was just a reality check. Like, just like, what am I doing here, by the way? Like, I just wanted to sit and edit all day, but I had to go to work. But other than that, it's the week, to get back to the original question, is busy because working full time, balancing this out, it's tough. So I've just been trying to just like do little bits and bobs, like edits and video stuff. I've got like a package of photos to send to Rise Wrestling from the other week when they had like the deathmatch stuff at Borough. So, and then there's video package of stuff to sort out. There's the North Wrestling stuff to finish out. Working with a wrestler, Skylar, with our social media stuff. So just a lot of stuff to just like fit in a small capacity. But I love it. That's how my week's been. How are you, Liam?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you very much. So, when you obviously come to your projects and stuff like that, do you have like a time frame where you obviously have to do them by?
For me, it's when this is the balance of trying to like negotiate, like, because everyone's a paying customer. Like, how quick do you need these to be done? Normally, I like to get stuff done within like a week, 2 weeks tops, because I think if you go anything past 2 weeks, you kind of lose the momentum after your event. So with like, say, like Wrestling Newcastle, when I first started to push the button with heel turn, it was like, how quickly can I get these done within, say, a week, 2 weeks, and then just get them out there. Same with North. If I can get at least 1-2 clips out to Bowers ASAP, it means that they can still ride the wave of the events. And then whatever I can get, like 5-10 minutes where I can just sit, even on my lunch break, sit and edit videos and just put them and send them away to different people. That's it for me. It's mostly my weekends where I'll sit and just spend like an afternoon just like locked in superhero playlist on the telly and just getting the photos done or the videos done. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
I imagine then you don't get much time to yourself, and if you're constantly, like I said, working, editing, stuff like that.
You'd be surprised. I actually dedicate, like, say, Monday to Wednesday of like my free time, Fridays as well, depending on if I've really pushed for like a deadline. I like to go running on a Monday and a Wednesday with my local running club. I go to the gym on a Tuesday because I think it just sometimes media can consume you too much, that you have a really unhealthy, like, say, sleeping pattern, or you get into a stick where I did a couple of years ago where I was just like up till 2 o'clock in the morning editing daft, like, shite videos. And that's unhealthy for me. So if I can get into a concept of like, if I go for a run and keep active, then this works better and I don't get like a creative block. And I do think sometimes when you try and come up with different concepts of like creativity, going out there for a run or a walk or going to the gym is the best way to just blast out any kind of just block, any kind of like media block. Because I think that most of my daft ideas come from, it's going to sound weird, for a run or in the shower, right? Sometimes I'll have the shower and I'll be like, oh my God, that's a mint idea for a video. Get out and then just go make it. Or I'll go for a run. If I'm with like running group, they'll be talking about their day and I'll be like, that for a wrestling idea. And they'd be like, what? Sorry, carry on. Like, I just have daft things like that where just my brain can go a million miles an hour and it's just like using like running, sports, other sports to just channel it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned wrestling in Newcastle now. Obviously, I've been to the last event. I've been to a few and stuff like that. How did it all begin? Obviously, you ended up working obviously there, essentially.
So, was it David and James you had on for the photography lads?
Near Dark Photography, I Wilburn and James Musselwhite.
Yeah. So I think it was James. I remember watching this bit. James was like, give a really good tip of saying you should never ever DM wrestling promotions because you should just go there instead and just show what you can do and interact and meet up and talk to people, networks, so to speak. I did the complete opposite. I just went to, like, after WrestleMania 40, I was so motivated to be like, this is what I want to do. Like, I really want to go and take photos of wrestling promotional events and just get involved with it that way. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know the etiquette for it at that point. So for me, I'm a firm believer of shy Bane's getting out, or if you don't ask, you don't get. So for me, I just went and asked, like North Wrestling, Wrestling in Newcastle, I think Full Tilt Wrestling as well. I was just DMing all of these different events and just going, do you want a second shooter? Are you looking for a second shooter? Do you need like someone to come in and do like a cinematic kind of approach? And for me, because I've already had a bit of a thick skin at that point, 9 times out of 10, the answer was no. And I was like, that's okay. I understand. There's some promotions have got some really good in-house media teams that they don't want to upset the apple cart, or they just can't, or they don't have the capacity to bring you in. Which it's no bother for me. If I asked, at least I got an answer. Wrestling Newcastle were just like, you know what? Yeah, you can come in. We've already got a photographer there and Carl. You can work around him if you want. And on that first show, it was Settle the Score last year. There was 3 of us there. And
I was on that one as well, weirdly.
Yeah, it was a great show, by the way. It was just hot.
Yeah.
And I remember being very, very warm in jeans and not realizing that in this game, you've got to wear shorts all the time. And that's how it got started. I just asked, and I got to know Benji quite well through it. And since then, it's kind of just been I go there every event. I've been there since last year. That's got my foot in the door, and you get to know wrestlers at that point, and then your work goes out. I would imagine the more eyes get put on your stuff that you post out, and it wasn't just photos. I thought, you know what, I like video as well, so I got to work with Gunnar Rigg and did a promo package with him. So I like to think that kind of did me a favor at the same time. And then just snowballed, really. I just worked my backside off and just went to the shows, was patient with it all, didn't want to force it, wasn't trying to, I didn't message companies after that. I just went and showed up. And then I think it was around the turn of the year where heel turn kind of just really snapped into gear, where just people were messaging saying, can you help us with this? And I'm looking for promo shots and shows, can you help with this? And when North got in touch, that was massive for me. That was huge. When you get a DM off North, there was a bit of a reality check. So I thought, hang on, this is like a pinch me kind of moment, or even like a rock kind of thing, where it was just unbelievable the way it's where heel turn is right now after being up and running for literally five months, if that. You know what I mean? I launched heel turn as a wider sports marketing agency back in December on a soft launch. Realized it ain't gonna work, and then it was just like a light bulb moment at the gym one time. Like I mentioned when I was active, it's what a light bulb moment, and it's just been great since then. Great, awesome. Love it.
How did you cope with the last Settle the Score? Because I was there as well, and that was pretty warm.
Oh, I did wear shorts this time, right? And I chanced it by wearing Wrestling Newcastle's merch, a black T-shirt in warm areas. I did buy a portable fan at this point, and I liked it. I think when you've got when you've got a secondary shooter there, you kind of don't have to worry about getting the shot, because if you don't get the shot, hopefully the other person can. So there's 2 of us there, which was perfect. So I was just concentrating on if I see an opportunity where I think there's going to be a big spot, get right into the ring, get in there, and then get out. I was trying to get crowd shots as well, and just wrestling and entrances as well. Or as 2 as I was trying to say there. But it was just great just to be part of that. Just Wrestling Newcastle I owe indefinitely because of that, for putting me on the platform to where I am now, and hopefully goes that way. But you're right, it was warm in there, but it didn't seem to put off the punters. The bar was there. That's the sole reason to get yourself there for the bar. But great show. The shows, I don't know about you, Liam, but like the shows for me, since I've been there, I've just went like that for me. I don't know what you think about.
100%. One thing I like is, and even my sister and my dad said this as well, is we've been to obviously shows up and down the UK, do you know what I mean, everywhere and stuff like that. But for some bizarre reason, it's that Newcastle just seems to like hit the spot, everything. It's like the whole vibe around the other promotion is just great for me. I don't know, obviously, you obviously working there.
Yeah, I think we're very, very lucky to what we have access to compared to other parts of the country where I think like someone said like to have something like North and Wrestling Newcastle and Full Tilt Wrestling on our doorstep where we can literally go in the car for half an hour and get to like Anarchy Brew, to the Forest Hall, and to the Jubilee Club, and just go and get involved with that. And even when like say ICW comes down, like to go to Newcastle Uni when they came down like last year, that was mental as well, by the way, to be part of that. That was insane. And it was just like to have that access. I think we're very lucky in the northeast of England where compared to say like, I don't know how it is in the Midlands. I don't know how it is like down south. But for me, it feels like it seems to be an event every other weekend. Like I see like Katie post on her profile where she's going to be reffing, or Sandy, or like Ian Skinner wrestling. Where's he going to be this week? Honestly, it just feels like it's just like back to back to back to back stuff, and I absolutely love it. I love it how popular wrestling is up here at the minute. I definitely think, I don't know about you, I asked this not long ago to someone, do you feel like since WrestleMania 40 there's been like a shift, like there's been more eyes to indie wrestling than there is ever before? I don't know. I don't know about you.
But me, yeah, personally, because now, I mean, I found it now, I'm watching more indie stuff than actual, like, you know, your WWE, your AEW. I do tend to tune in, you know, like, obviously see what's going on. But for me personally, I follow, you know, the indie scene. Like, I'm seeing what's going off in North, Newcastle, like you said there, True Grit, like, Tidal. You know, there's so many different wrestling promotions.
Yeah, there seems to just be a new promotion that I'm aware of, like, every other week or every couple of weeks. And it's just good to see, because I think at the minute, like my bugbear with WWE at the minute is just how being priced out to go to an event. And it's not just your premium live events where I think it could kind of justify the price. You're looking at like, say, your house shows where you pay up to £90, £100 to sit somewhere near the back. Like, come on now. Like, what we're doing here. And I saw online, there was like SummerSlam tickets, like nearly $20,000. Like, who has that?
Exactly.
Who has that? A splash? Like, for me, I always thought WWE was the kind of promotion where it's for the blue collar person, like the family oriented fans that want to go and take the kids and watch Roman Reigns when he does like come back, or your Seth Rollins when he's not injured, or just like your Jades, just wrestlers that you get to see on TV and see them in your own back garden, but not feel priced out. And I think that what I love about the indie scene is that I think the indie scene promoters are like, we've got an opportunity here to like really go for it, like go for broke. And it's good to see shows sell out. That's the thing for me that I love to it. So like Wrestling Newcastle, I feel like there's been, every time I've done a show that's been sold out or close to selling out. I think the same with like Full Tilt Wrestling. When I did like Full Tilt, when I was working with David, I looked around and it didn't seem to be like an empty seat anyway. It was just good to see. North was just fucking bonkers. Like, I just looked, I just couldn't see one empty seat. And when it popped. Like, it was just unbelievable to see that going across, not just up here in the Northeast, but just most of the indie scenes where they sell out, and you see new fans, family, kids getting involved. Like, that's what you want to see with indie wrestling. Like, I did some interviews, some mock pops for Wrestling Newcastle, and we're just grabbing loads of families and just like asked them like, look, what's brought you here? What do you like about Wrestling Newcastle? And it's the same thing. Affordable, it's great for the family, and the kids get to watch wrestling. Like, what more do you want?
You could probably ask me that, because I'm at the next one as well. So
I'll come find you.
I'll be second row. I'll be around. You can't miss me. I'm tall.
I'll come find you. You know what it is? You cannot miss me. Like, be a t-shirt, backwards cap, can't miss us. White legs, like, just you cannot miss us. Honestly, beaming.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned it there. I mean, like I said, I mean, I've traveled 2.5 hours to a Newcastle show, and do you know what? It's worth the absolute drive because I know it's going to be a great show. And like I said, the pricing for me is spot on.
Yeah, like you pay for your what, 10-hour ticket for Wrestling Newcastle, and then you've got all that money for merch, pints, snacks. Do you know what I mean? Like you the 2.5. Do you say 2.5 hours you travel, or the 2 hours?
Yeah, 2.5.
Around 2 hours, right? You're going because you're a fan first and foremost, right? And you want to support a local company to do well in wrestling. You just want to get out and watch wrestling, didn't you? You don't want to just like, you're not so fixated on like how's the storyline going to go all the time. The storylines are good to follow, but you just want to sit and watch wrestling like as it is. I think indie wrestling's a fantastic pantomime. You cheer the good guy, you boo the bad guy or bad girl, or the good girl, the hero, the villain, and then you laugh in between with the slapstick stuff, because there's always a slapstick moment with indie wrestling. It's my favorite when you see a slapstick moment. Just like, I love stuff like that, and I think people like yourself who are going to watch these shows and make the effort to make the journey to go and watch them, you know, people and promoters will probably look at it and go, you know what, thank you, because not many folk would have the ability to go and drive for 2 hours to their show and want to. Do you know what I mean? Rather than being driven to, and that the fact that you go is credit. Like, I do the same. Like, I drove like 2 and a bit hours to go see WWE Raw being taped live, and I did the same on a train to go watch Clash in the Castle last year. Like, I'd do stuff like that when I can afford it, but I would do the same again if, like, say, North went to Scotland. I'd do it. I'd go there, just not because I'm part of the team, but because I want to see how well they do in Scotland or Leeds. Like, you know what I mean? I'd do it. I'd do it for as many shows as I possibly could and afford to, and what lifetime allows me to.
Yeah, exactly. So I understand what you're saying there. So correct me if I'm wrong. You obviously put the shows together as well, obviously for YouTube.
That's not me. That's Grant.
Okay.
I'm just a photographer, so any kind of like video work or anything that's by Grant. I think Steadfast Media he is. So he puts, like, he's got there's 2 camera operatives there, and they just like work around the talent. I just sit at the back and just get me still camera and just take the nice pictures. They do all the hard work, to be fair, where they'll put like the stuff on YouTube. And for me, putting the videos together, I can understand like how hard it is, because not only they got to like sync up all the mics, the timings, the clips, syncing the like both camera angles together, the main camera as well. I couldn't do that. I don't think I'd have the patience to. My thing is just run and gun kind of stuff. Like, just get all like the behind the scenes stuff, like the side shots from the ring. I couldn't do what those 2 do, especially just not with what Steadfast does online. So, no, fair play. I couldn't do that. So if the kudos goes to those guys, not me. I just make the wrestlers look pretty on a still capacity.
Okay. So sticking obviously, like I said, with the photography side and stuff like that, what's the typical show day for you then?
So I like to get to show. I like to get to like is it a curtain call where they, you know, it's like, I think it's a few hours early, and I like to get there just to like say hello. One of my favorite things. Sorry, I'll answer the question. One of my favorite things about the wrestling that I've discovered is everyone shakes everyone's hand and says hello. I fucking love that, by the way. I love that community aspect of, no matter who you are, if it's your first show or your 20th show, they'll come over and say, hello, how are you? And shake your hand. I love that element of wrestling, by the way. Favorite thing. Anyways, normal, typical day was I'll try and get there about 2 or 3 hours before the doors open. And it's not just to warm up with the camera, but it's also just to make sure that I know where I need to be for certain shots. So there might be like a rundown of what's going on, a schedule of what's going on. I like to just have a quick look. I grab a quick snap just so I've got like a reference point, and just have a think of like, where do I need to be for this match? If there's going to be, like, say for instance, if there's a title change, or if there's going to be a shot win, where do I need to be potentially for the reaction? And then when like the doors open, I kind of just like take a step back. I'll go at the back with Grant and them, and then just warm up physically, just like get me legs moving, get me heart ticking. Even if it's hot or not, I'll just go and get me legs moving and my arms moving, because I'm going to be on my feet for most of the afternoon/evening. And then when the first bell rings, I get in there and just start taking pictures, and then I'm there right until they start pulling the ring down, because I'm the kind of person that likes to be one of the last to leave if I can. And it's not like I'm part of the bigger picture kind of thing. It's like I just like to drink it all in and like be quite, like, it sounds silly, but quite thankful for not only getting the opportunity to be part of the show, but just to drink it in, because like you don't know if this is going to be your last show or if it's going to be your last show for a while. I like to drink stuff like that. In like Thunderstruck 3, I've got the case where I was almost getting dragged out by the staff. I just didn't want to leave. Like I just didn't want to leave. Like I was so pumped that I was there. I just didn't want to leave. Like Ash from Graps on Wrestling was like, "Are you gonna go or what?" I think I said bye to him 4 times. Like it was mad. It's because I love wrestling that much, and I like to be thankful for opportunities that I get. You know, it sounds sappy, like I've mentioned, but I love wrestling. I'm passionate about it, and I just didn't want to leave. Like,
so on average, then, how many photos do you take like a show?
Oh man, on a good day, it's easily 1,000, easily 1,000 photos, because I'll have my camera set up to a high shutter speed, so it's just making sure that I don't miss anything in terms of, say, if someone's doing a suplex, I like to get the moment the feet come off the ground right up until the back's met the mat, and then possibly the reaction if it's a really good suplex. Or if someone's doing like a high flying maneuver, if I can spot or sense the spot, I'll get into a certain spot and just blast the trigger on the camera and watch them take off. I love stuff like that. So you're looking about 1,000 photos easily on a good day. On a bad day, I think the lowest I've had is about 500, but that's purely because I've just either struggled with the lighting, or it's just been a short show. Like I think the shortest I've done was for is it NPWS, Northumbria Students Union Wrestling. They're on for like I think 3 hours. I think it is. And because it's just I think it's like 4 or 5 matches across that afternoon, it's like a low number of photos. So that's for me on a bad day. But I like to make sure that at the same time it's not, if it's low photos, I know there's going to be a low amount of photos. I like to get quality ones at the same time. So it's not just like it's not, I don't want to give the I can't be bothered kind of feeling. It's like I'm struggling, but I'm going to try to make the best of it and make the most of it when it comes to post. And then that's when I tried really dial in with post pictures and just edit them as best as I possibly can. And and touch wood, not had a complaint with the photos yet since, and long may that continue, because it'll break me heart if it did.
So let's say obviously you took 1,000 photos. Realistically, how many of them would you actually use for like promotional stuff?
If I would say you're looking around 50 for me. Anyways, that might be different for others, but for me, I like to keep it quite low, because I think if you've got too many photos, which I know is not a bad thing, I think you kind of can get lost in terms of how many you've got to kind of punch out on social stuff. For me, I don't like to have too many, because with every few, there could be a bad one. Which again, I've mentioned, it's not really been a case, thankfully. But I don't like clogging up me like hard drives and Mac and Lightroom with just like endless photos that are just not going to be either be used, or they're just like, say like it's not a really good image. Like it's okay, but it's not like social media worthy. But it's just making sure that if there are like say 50 to 100 photos, that promotion gets the best of those photos, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, you took your photos. What's the process after a show?
After the show, get a McDonald's and sleep. The process afterwards is sometimes I like to, if it's been like a busy show and I know there's going to be like there has to be like see if there's like a story that's kind of like peeled off. So like for Wrestling Newcastle, Shreddy challenged for the Wrestling Newcastle title at Summertime. I try to get the pictures out as quickly as I possibly could, just so that it could be like a ride to say like get the photos for Summertime, get your tickets, because you know there's a storyline going on here. So I try and let my photos like export or get pulled from the SD card overnight. So it means like on say a Sunday I can spend a bit of time getting some like quick ones out really quickly, or even if I've got like the brain capacity after I get back home, just to get like 4 or 5 just straight out so they can just post them the next day to say results, or for the thumbnails, or for just something to ride the wave. I try and do that. Sometimes it's exhausting, but even for say for North, I try to get 2 or 3 clips to Babwas by the Monday or the Tuesday, excuse me, just so there's something there, just in case they want something to be used later on for socials. I think that for me is a process. McDonald's and sleep aside.
So I always remember what James Musselwhite said on a thing, saying that when it comes to like your photography, your style always adapts and stuff like that. How has your style adapted?
I think my style went from just because I didn't know how to take pictures of wrestlers when I first did Wrestling Newcastle. I just went in there thinking it's football. That was my background. I did football photography and golf photography. So my background was like treated like football. Incorrect. Negative. Not the right answer. It was a case of, because it's such a dark room and sometimes venues don't have like lighting like a football pitch does. Big space, golf, big natural light. You've got plenty of stuff to work with. Whereas in like buildings, you've got to try and adapt to, say, the lighting. If it's like quite bright or quite dim, if it's like social clubs or a big sports hall, how can you adapt to this? For me, I think I started off quite cautiously, but it worked. I think I got away with that one. But then as I've done more shows, I've kind of adapted to it. Like, let's make it cinematic and like sort of like dark. So with the pictures that I've taken, you'll probably see on the profile, like they've gone from like say like quite light-ish to say like sort of darker and darker and darker to more cinematic. And I don't know what it is. Shreddy always seems to be
I've clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah, we go. Look at this.
Bear with me. I'm going to just share my screen because I've actually got it on somewhere else. Bear with me.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is brilliant. This it's blown me away. Never mind anyone else. So it's that you'll see. Go. So stuff like this, like if you like flick through like the photos, like I love stuff like this. Not like the reels of me, you know, doing stuff like this, but like where Henry is there, like just stuff like that. They're like just those pictures there, like just flicking through. Like it's just can you like bring like an element of like brightness, but also make them look cinematic? Do you know what I mean? Like 8 Mile working. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone's really doing that. I could be wrong. Like, I don't think anyone's doing that kind of style. And I think the wrestlers quite like it when you do that because I think it's different. I think when you see things different, and this is what I love about wrestling media. I said it to Ash. I think everyone's got their own unique spin when they're going to wrestling. And they put that spin on that, say, on that event. Like, I like to do cinematic, like dark pictures. And you see other people doing like light streaky, bright pictures, or you'll see like someone do like blurry pictures where the athlete's in focus, stuff like that. Like you see that in wrestling, you don't really see it in WWE. You see like just the generic, basic, static shots of like the holding the title, the face to face, or they've just done a suplex in the ring. I love how different photographers like Dave, like James, are just doing like their own spin on it and putting their tag on it and saying, this is why I like doing photography for wrestling, because this is how I like to see how wrestling should be. And the same with when I was talking to Ash, like with video, Graps on Wrestling, like the guy's doing something that you don't see on WWE, and I absolutely adore it. And I would love to do more of that. like, and hopefully get to do that more with North and do stuff like that with Wrestling Newcastle eventually, maybe, or like for Full Tilt, just do like the behind the scenes stuff and like the like shaky kind of camera action kind of feel. I think you don't really see that, and that's what I love about the independent scene at the minute, is where you get put into a show, and almost like long as you might get say some objectives to say, can you get this shot, and this shot, but then it's like, do what you want, but just like obviously respect the etiquette of not blocking the fans and getting in the way of talent. Don't get us wrong, there's been some near misses, like because it happens to the best. But I just love how everything's just how wrestling media at the minute is just going that way, and I love to see it because it not only keeps me on my toes, but it also just kind of goes, oh, I might give that a go, or I might, oh, that's interesting, I might give that a go. And then you kind of see that like kind of that feeling almost reciprocated by wrestlers to say, can I go dark with this? Or I like what that guy's doing, I might try this style, or I might ask him for some tips. It's I love to see it. I love to see it. That's the buzz for me as a media guy, but also a wrestling fan.
Exactly. So Wrestle Wellbeing's posted a question, and he says, have you witnessed any controversy while at a show between a fan and a wrestler?
No, to be honest with you, I haven't. Not yet, and hopefully that never happens. But if it's like, say, what I do like to see, if it's like real life, if it's like not kayfabe, if it's like outside that, I've not seen that, but I've seen like say Lana Austin's really good at I think I saw she nicked a pint. I think it was Lana Austin. She nicked someone's pint from Wrestling Newcastle show. I don't know if you remember, and she walked away with it. Like, or just nicked like kids' hand, like foam hands. Like when wrestlers do that, I laugh. I think it's great because I think as long as the kids understand it's like a pantomime, then they're fine. But if the kids react to it, you kind of think, oh God, how's it going to go down? But 9 times out of 10, when like you see like wrestlers like go on someone's face in like that and giving all this, and like in the like say like the adult wrestling events where like, they give their finger and stuff like that, and the guy's just like, oh, you know, give it all this and stuff like that. And I love that kind of like interaction. That kind of interaction I like to see. If I can get a picture of it, even better. But it's quite rare I see that. I think Wrestling Newcastle, I've seen it a couple of times where, like, for instance, Lana's taken a pint, or a wrestler's kind of just like went like that to someone, and then the kids or the adults would, or something like that. And you even see like something recently, like Matt Cardona, when he was facing Shotzi, like he like
beer.
And he's just like, oh, and then like he spat it in someone's face, missed it. I love stuff like that. As long as the fan knows to take it in jest and not like overreact, because I know how easy it is to overreact. You've got to remember, it's just a show. Like it's not real life as some fans can take it, I would imagine. And that's not a criticism on the fans. It's just sometimes like the read situation's wrong. But thankfully, I've not seen that. No. But the interaction between a wrestler and fans for jest, yeah, I love it. I love to see it. Definitely love to see it.
Yeah, he's mentioned Lana there. There's actually a kid behind me at that last Newcastle show. He actually flipped her off. And she's telling me off. She's telling me off to tell him off. And I'm like, it's not my kid. You know what I mean? It's just like one of those things.
Cheeky shit. I love stuff like that, though. Like, I mean, not the kids swearing, like, but like just that, like, boo, you're rubbish, you're crap. And yeah, I love stuff like that. I think the last show, someone had a sign and it was like, we hate Karens, I think. And I think they were trying to get it towards Lana, and I was like, wrong wrestler. But there's still like, but it still worked when got the attention, and it was like, I'm not the Karen, go away. Honestly, great.
It's brilliant. I mean, especially Lana and Ivy. Do you know what I mean? Those two can work the crowd so well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I love when the wrestlers do engage with fans, whether it's as a heel or face. Because I know like the thing is like you go out as a face and you give everyone a high five, and I love that because you can see the kids' faces light up because they've just got a high five off a wrestler, and like, but even more so because I'm I admit, well, it's probably why I'm heel turn media. Is I'm a more of a heel guy. So when a heel wrestler comes out, my favorite thing is when like they kill, like someone's got the hand ready for high five, and the wrestler goes like that and just walks
Adam
over.
Bolt.
I know it's so simple, but like it's one of my favorite things. Like Ian Skinner is so good at being a heel, by the way.
I think Adam Bolt is as well.
Yeah, Adam Bolt and Ian Skinner for me, especially when Adam Bolt has these little slapstick moments where he'll screech. Like, someone picks him up as a big suplex,
Yep.
you'll have a little, and then just brilliant. I love stuff like that. I generally love stuff like that. Like Ian Skinner I love how he knows the pressure point to hit a fan with. And I love that he knows how to work the crowd with it. Like, he just knows. Especially when he brings out, I think, was it not Settle the Score? It was the event before that.
North Rumble.
Yeah,
Bulletproof.
he had his own deodorant. He put his own little can of deodorant out and sort of just, I think he sprayed it in someone's face, or he sprayed it in someone's vicinity. I'm sure I've got a picture of it somewhere. Honestly, stuff like that, like those kind of workers who know exactly how to work the crowd and have the crowd in the palm of the hand. I love stuff like that. Like, even away from wrestling, like Tom Campbell for North, like he's like the MC, the voice of North. Watching him like go from the top of the steps right through to the ring, that he had the crowd in the palm of his hand from the minute he stepped out. And like, I watched the documentary the other night of North Wrestling, and you can just see like how the guys just went from like there to here. It's incredible. And I'm making a behind the scenes reel at the minute with Tom in it, where he's put the mic down and he's just like intro into the camera, and then he just like does that, and the crowd just like erupt. And when I was walking around with the gimbal, he had them like doing palm his hand. It was, honestly, I love stuff like that. Like when you see talent or media folk haven't known how to work a crowd like that, you're on for a winner for me. 100%.
100%. Now, you mentioned obviously Shreddy earlier on, and I want to talk about Brady Phillips. I've said this to many people, and I want your opinion on it. Is Brady Phillips underrated in the UK?
Yes, 100%. I think people are sleeping on Brady Phillips. I think we are quite lucky in the North to have a talent like Brady Phillips, because he is a bloody good heel as well. Really good heel. For me, I would judge a heel as if I can't stand a wrestler, not the person, the wrestler, then they're doing their job perfectly. And you can see that with Brady. Like, I've spoken to Brady like outside of like wrestling, and his sound. It's not like being like, hello, how it's like, how mate, well done. And he's sound, so sound. But once he gets into Brady Phillips character mode, like win champion, you can just see how much it irks people, because everyone's like, oh, it's too long of a title run. He needs to lose the title. He knows it, and he's just flaunting it, giving it the old, I'm the champ. And I love what he's doing. And I just wish that we could see more of him up here. I know he's floating around. I don't know what his calendar is at the minute, but when you see him float around, I like to see him do well like that. But I think Wrestling Newcastle, he's underrated, I think, for me personally. As I've got to see more shows and what he does, I think he's definitely underrated. I definitely think he's a really, really good heel. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I love his entrance. I love the entrance music. Yeah. I love the whole little entrance thing. And yeah, I've seen him when I was queuing up to go into the shows. I've seen him walk past, and he gives that cheeky smile. As you do like a thing. I thought, you look like a really nice guy, but when he comes out, you hit the nail on. I'm like, you're just like an absolute arsehole. But that means he's doing his job.
Yeah, 100%. Like I've seen, it's not a personal thing. It's like, if they're doing their job right as a heel and you can't stand them, that's perfect. But outside of all like the trunks and the big coat, I chat with him very briefly. He's a nice guy, like really, really nice guy. But once that coat goes on, just that's it.
Credit to Brady Phillips and stuff like that. So, for you personally, what makes a good photo when it comes to obviously photography?
Oh, man. I think what makes a good photo is, can you pull a story from it? So it sounds really generic, but I think if you can look at a picture and go, I kind of know what's going on in that picture, then that for me is a win. So I try and get at least 2 or 3 shots where I know personally I've
Give you
nailed
an
it.
example and show with this one.
Tell you what, go back off on the post. I think it was me recent. These ones here with where Rich is pointing at Zio, one down.
That one.
Down, this one, yeah, on the that
Yep.
one, yeah. So that one, because like I know there's like beef between them two on socials. If you scroll through, I pick one again. They're like loser, like just stuff like that. Like
I forgot about that one.
Told you, man. That's just so good, man. Just how did that scroll? Like that one, Prince Levy, or Levi, sorry. Just coming off the top buckle, again, injured, like just looking injured and just working it, and you knowing that he's been in a battle. Shreddy again, with like an unbelievable wardrobe, by the way. Like just again, like a picture like that where you got Michelle just accidentally on purposely maybe throwing a bit of makeup at Mark there. Adam Bolt.
That's a good one.
I like that one. And I think this one's my favorite. Like kind of gives me a Dragon Ball Z kind of vibe with Shreddy, where he's just like, I'm gonna kick someone's ass here. Like that was one of my favorite shots of the night. Like out of the thousands of photos, and these Alexander, the class apart. Just airborne. My first picture, actually, you just remind us there, the first picture that I thought, oh my god, I've nailed it, was of Alexander doing a moonsault off the top rope. It was just like, or was it a frog splash? Might have been a frog splash. Either way, the guy just took off, and I managed to get it and edit it to a point where it looked like it was just like, I think you've got Rich in the corner, just like with his mouth dropped, and then you've got like, it's in black and white, I think, and it looks like no one's there, like a Nike advert, like it's like a Nike still advert, like just do it, or like Born to Fly, like just stuff like that. It was just, when I got it and edited it, I was sitting there going, holy shit, like Briggsy, that's a picture, like, and then when I shared it, I've never edited a picture so quickly and got it out there so quickly since I've been doing this. It's honestly just, those photos make it for me. Like they've got to tell some kind of a story for me, or if they look pretty, great, but they have to have some kind of element of a story behind it. Like Ian Skinner, like what's he doing this for? And you kind of like, oh, I want to tune in for this. Why is he doing that for? Like, who's he trying to scare off? And I love stuff like that, mate. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to just snap and get a picture like that, and just personally, as well as a confidence thing, knowing that I've got that ability to pull a banger or a fire kind of picture. And that's a confidence boost for me. That's for me, storytelling, but also personally a confidence boost, knowing I can actually do the job.
Absolutely. So I'm just looking obviously at your Instagram stuff like that. And it says 10 plus years in sports media. How's that obviously out when it comes to the photography side?
For the sports media bit?
Yep. How was it out obviously in the photography bit?
So that again,
wrestling.
I missed it. Sorry.
So he says there obviously you got 10 years obviously plus in sports media. How's that helped obviously when it comes to obviously the wrestling side?
So because for me, when you've worked in like football, golf, like boxing, even, like you pull on different aspects of how the operations work and how you utilize, say, their social media channels to pump up content. So for me, football, I used to work at Morpeth Town Football Club, and I used to run their TikTok and did any video content on their Instagram. I ran that as well. I did a bit of graphic stuff. Like it wasn't hardcore. Like it was just like literally basic Photoshop graphics. And it was like kind of like stuff like when I started getting in like pushing towards wrestling, it was like what can I put the experience I've got over time of sport and industry stuff that wrestling aren't doing at the minute. And there's so many things because like obviously there might be some promotions that haven't had anyone in the team to go, oh shit, we should be doing this. You're absolutely right. Because it's either been like, let's get a poster out there, and there's some cracking posters out there, and then tag the wrestlers, and that'll generate ticket sales. Which for me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But also, if you can kind of introduce like an element of like a media aspect of like your Vox Pops, for instance, or if you do like behind the scenes stuff, or if you do like on North, I try to do as much as I could by pumping out video clips as and when, not to spoil anything, but just to keep the feed going, because there'll be people there who couldn't get a ticket, and people who are maybe sitting on the fence for a ticket and want a reason to go. And if you can give them that kind of reason to say, well, oh, crikey, they're doing live tweeting or live posting, and it looks quite good, I want to try and get the next one. That for me is what I want to do within wrestling, and not with just like in heel turn. It's just offer what I know and what I've accumulated over time, and put it towards wrestling, because it for me it's not like an education kind of thing, because who am I to come into a wrestling show or promotion and tell them how to get better at this? Like if they're selling out every single show, they don't need stuff like me to tell them how to make it better. But if they need that help to say, look, we're selling out, but the content's not getting out there, I'm struggling to get this out, wrestlers might get in touch and say, look, I think I'm good at promos. You've taken some good photos. How can I get myself out there even more so on social to get booked for like not just in this area, but to another area? And if I can just say, well, all I got to do is just this and approach it this way, and if it works, fantastic, then that means that they've opened the door to someone else. For me, social media is all I know. Like photography, videography, social media, it's all I know. Like I was crap at school. Oh God, like I was awful at school. And all I wanted to do at the time was be a sports therapist, and I got told you're not smart enough. So then I still remember it this day. I remember leaving college. It was the last semester, I want to say, last block, and it was a media block, and like light bulb went off in my head, thinking I quite like this. This is quite good, and I wanted to be a journalist after that. So I went to uni, did a journalism degree. Haven't used it since. Like it's happened. Do you know what I mean? I spent 3 years at university doing a sports journalism degree. Haven't used it since. I mean, the only thing I've probably used is how to use WordPress, and got introduced to social media, social media, how to write a news, like a sports report, that kind of thing. And then just, yeah, like social media and stuff was kind of like a natural thing for me, like working for a sports company, working for digital marketing companies, working voluntarily for football and golf, and then getting paid to do it eventually, and then getting to this stage where you're getting paid to do wrestling stuff, the thing that you love. That's all I really know. It's all I want to do, to be fair. I would love to do it full time. Back to the question though, is I just want to like bring a level of like, this is what I know. Can it help you for your show? This is what I know. Can it help you as a wrestler? Do you know what I mean? There's some really good like accounts out there that don't need stuff. People like me, they post it and it does well. But if, like I mentioned, like if there's a show who's like, we're stuck, what can we do to like, amplify stuff? I'll throw ideas out, and there'll be stupid ideas. But if it's like, it won't, what worked for football won't necessarily work for wrestling, because there's a different element to it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I can get access to say like a handful of wrestlers every week and say, this is what I want to film, like I would like to think that would do quite well. And if I can put like a promotion on the map, like say PPW do, right? PPW are an example where they do not need any kind of help from me at all. And I'm not trying to put myself in the shop window. What they do is just brilliant, and it works. Like look at the stuff that goes viral constantly. Like they don't need someone like me to come in and try and rock the boat. Like they know what they're doing. They don't need stuff like that. But if shows can look at that and go, can we implement that kind of stuff between shows? It'll work. because I think like I would love to see shows like pump out content out as much as it possibly could. Because I think that if you can strike while the iron's hot, it'll sell. For me, as a fan, as someone who's been to sports and stuff, who is a consumer, I keep coming back. I'll want to come back if I just see like you're not posting for a while, like I'll just assume like, oh, you're not having a show, and then bam, a poster comes up, and then it's like, oh, okay, what give me a reason to come, and then it'll just be like a picture, see you Saturday. Okay, give me context, and that's what I want to try and do without coming across as a know-it-all, because I don't know nothing, but I do know like media stuff. It's me bread and butter. I'm passionate about it. If you haven't guessed, I could talk about it until I'm blue in the face, and if I can help events and wrestlers apply what I know over the 10 years with football, golf, boxing, hell, like even fencing. I did fencing. Like I covered fencing once. Like if I can make that work, like I can, you know what I mean? Like it's just knowing what the show wants and what it needs. And I go back to North, like the behind the scenes stuff is my favorite things to do, because it's just like you've got almost got creative freedom to do and film what you need to film, put it in a reel, and then it should do okay. If it looks good, gives a flavor of what happens on the day or of a show, perfect. Like you're peeking behind the curtain, but not peeking behind the curtain too much where it gives away everything, but just enough to say this is how a show is before, during, after. Like storytelling, 'cause that's what wrestling is at the end of the day. Like it's cliche, but that's what wrestling is, isn't it? It's like it's storytelling. Like from your point of view, what would you want? I put this on like a story. Like what, from your point of view, what would you want to see more of from promotion companies as a fan? Like media wise, what would you want to see more of?
So, I mean, it's funny you mention that, because there's a couple of promotions I can think of where they're not as active on social media, and it's like you said, like, what about that promotion makes me want to go back? So, for example, I use Obviously Win. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the online like thing is really, really good. It makes me want to go back. Plus, obviously, I've made friends with people and stuff like that. North is the same thing. There's a few promotions which I can think of there where it's like, they've not got the best like social media presence, but the product's pretty good when you go. So it's kind of like leading to what you just said there.
I think so as well. Like I think if I if someone reaches out and goes, we want to amplify the socials, what can we do? And I'll do a quick audit and say, right, well, first off, you need to stop posting the poster over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like if you can like get some promos done, it doesn't have to be cinematic. It doesn't have to be like Oscar worthy. It doesn't have to be WWE-esque. If you can just put like promos between the gaps to fill the gaps, you'll do all right. Excuse me. And I think like some shows might have the capacity to do that. Some shows might not have the capacity to do that. I think if you can just give the consumer a little sprinkling of a story or a build-up or a feud, because I know that with indie shows, like except like with the rest of Newcastle, like some of them have like long-term storytelling. Some of them don't. It's like here we are, fight, disappear. Here we are, fight, disappear. But if you offer a little promo, even to like the new fan who wants to go to the show, if you can offer something like, I'm gonna kick your face in. Do you know what I mean? Ooh, what's made you do this kind of stuff? Do you know what I mean? Like I think like as much as I'm not seeing eye to eye with WWE, I love what they put out. 100%. Like their video packages are just like chef kiss for me, because it makes you want to see what's going on with this fight, what's going on with this battle. Why are these two coming together? And it could be just a simple thing like a quick Ron Killings versus John Cena at a Saturday Night Live event. Like there's absolutely zero storyline apart from Ron Killings is he was my hero, John Cena is the heel, blah 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 blah. Fight ends. There's not even a follow-up, right? Do you know what I mean? If you have stuff like that going online, you're giving someone a reason to go. And it can even just be like a back, like if there's absolutely nothing to post, like if there's like, we're talking bare bones here, tell the story of your company. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just give people a refresh. Like, use it as like on a carousel on Instagram. They literally just grab 10 pictures of a show, go on and make a carousel, and just like, this is the story of insert wrestling company. This is where we started. This is where we are. This is the long-term target. This is our favorite match so far. This is our biggest selling T-shirt. So, do you know what I mean? If you can tell a story of even like bare bones, you're on a winner. I think if you just give someone a reason to come back to your social media stuff, they will. Do you know, like that for me is a big thing. Like, sometimes I'll look at stuff and be like, I wish I could help you with that, like, so much. Like, just, but I know that sometimes there's either not the financial capacity, which is understandable, because wrestling at the minute, it's kind of like a give and take kind of stuff. Like, wrestlers and talent get paid first, and then everyone else secondary. And I would never, ever, ever be like, no, I need to be paid first because I'm your. Nah, that's how dickheads work. For me, if they can afford it, I will give them everything I possibly can to amplify what they need and give them that kind of tip. Like with Skylar, made a promo video with Skylar Rose, and to see how the girl has gone on from there, confidence wise, not just as a person, but as a wrestler, it's class. And to put her on the spot where we were like talking, and I said, look, I need a bit of a background of why we're making this promo. I need something like, I can't just show up with a camera and be like, what we're filming. I need someone at my door. They can wait. Like for me, there's got to be a story element for it. So with Skylar, it was like, right, you've been told you should be a fan, you should never be a wrestler, you're not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's a face promo. What can we do? How can we make it different? And it was literally just me, Dave, and Skylar just walking around Newcastle, Oostburn, and just like getting different cuts, different angles, offering a little bit of a skit in there to make it like not so serious. And then it works. Do you know what I mean? And then to see her go from that and see the promo do well to then see her like do things at PPW where she's trying like turnbuckle stuff. Class. I love stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I want to see from wrestlers, by the way. Like, if you're a wrestler and you're watching this, as a media guy, I want to see, and I would imagine it'd be the same for you, is you don't want to just see like promo. You kind of want to see, what do you do as a wrestler? How do you train as a wrestler? What are the ins and outs? And I get that there's a level of peeking behind the curtain too much, but you still see on WWE wrestlers showing how they train. Like Aleister Black, he's like on his Instagram, I think he's got his own wrestling school, and he posts videos regularly of how he teaches and coaches certain moves and skill sets. I want to see wrestlers do that. Like, how on earth do you go from taking a bump, like beginner bump, to doing a moonsault? How on earth do you make that transition? How on earth do you do it? Like, there's got to be a build up to it. Like, that's what I want to see. So that's what I want to see more of wrestlers. I think there's some promos are really, really fucking good out there, really good. But I also want to see you as a wrestler. I want to see how you develop, what you do on a day-to-day. I'm a fan of vlogs, big fan of vlogs. So if I can see like a wrestler in 30 seconds or 60 seconds, show what they get up to the first thing they wake up right through until they get back home, then happy days. I want to see more of that. I think fans want to see more of that, not just me as a nosy bugger, but just, I think fans, I'd imagine yourself as well, want to see wrestlers, not just as wrestlers, but as humans as well. Like, I think it's quite easy to just, and I get there's a level of kayfabe as well, that you don't want to step out of character. You don't want to be like constant Undertaker, for instance, where it was Undertaker 24/7. Do you know what I mean? There'd be some element of, I can't do it too much, but if I just give you like a sneak peek, like, oh, I'm going out for some food. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Someone is at the front door.
Someone's at my front door, Liam.
I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll obviously wrap it all up and stuff like that. So I'll let you head off and stuff. So obviously the next Newcastle show's coming up, and I've got the image for it. So do you want to promote this when it comes
I
up?
will. Yeah, as long as I'm all right to promote it. Look at the card. I mean, look at the card. For me, there's not the look at the card. Obviously, you've got the title match, right? That's going to be the seller. You've also got like No More Wrestling in Newcastle with Ian Skinner and Vucic. What the fuck's going to happen with that? Because you saw that storyline building over time, right? You've seen it building. You kind of want to know what's going on, right? Scotty Rourke's back. I love Scotty. Class guy. I don't know if you can see it back there. There's a signed picture of him. So like behind the lamp, like I took a picture of him at ICW and he bought the pictures, like the picture offers, and he signed it for us. Like, so I've got a lot of time for Scotty. Lana as well. Rampage, Adam Ball, Henry, who's in Japan, by the way. Wasn't for Henry, by the way. Mark versus Wesley. Again, like Melissa, Kate, Joe Sedgwick, Keg Stacker, Kemper. Big fan of Kemper, by the way. Big fan of Kemper. Do you know what it is? I said this about Will Cruz. I don't know about you, but I love, or I you get the, not just see the wrestler do well, not just in Japan, but when you see a wrestler, I don't know about you, but I love or get that feeling that a wrestler's going to do well in this industry. And Kemp as one of them. Will Cruz.
100%.
Will Cruz is one. He will not be around in this area too long. I think he'll be in the States before you know it. Leon Slater has proven that. I'm really good at it to get to see more of Leon Slater. I feel quite lucky that like that North show may have been his last North show. I don't know. But if it was, like for me, I got to see him wrestle like live with my own eyes, not just through a TV screen, and even getting a chat with him very, very, very briefly. He was so humble and down to earth. So people like Kemper is the reason that I'm buzzing for this event, because I know for a fact that he can put on a show and everyone loves Kemper. That's a tagline. And he's just got something a bit about him as well. And, you know, you've got Ivy, who is not a Karen, as we'll see. We'll not get in trouble for that. Probably will now. But the card for me, you look at it, like, I think with Wrestling Newcastle, I mentioned it before, every show is getting better and better. And you look at the talent to see what's going on. Like, it's just good to see not only women wrestling get put on there as well. I think it's fantastic, because I think women's wrestling at the minute, flying. But just to see how talented we are, as I mentioned, in the Northeast, and to see everyone on that card, £10 as well, like £10 for a ticket. I mentioned before, you pay your entry fee, you get your seat, and the rest of it can go on pints and merch. Then you also get potentially snapped by myself. Or even if you just want to come and chat to us, I'll be come and chat. Like, you know what I mean, as long as I don't miss a spot. But, you know, even at the interval, I'll come, you know, come find us and want to have a chat. I'm easy.
Yeah. I'm at this event anyway, so I probably will come and find you.
Bring it on. Come find me. I'll probably be hiding, though. You have to come find us first.
Do you know the scary thing is when I look at that card that 13 of them people's actually been on the show?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we'll go. See what I mean? Like, just that's insane, that. And they've all made it under the 100 as well.
Yes, they have. So
you've done well, William. You've done well.
I appreciate it, man. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, you have been part of the 100, so
come on.
Right, well, obviously let it wind down and stuff like that, because there's somebody at the door, and I imagine they're going to start knocking again.
No, they're fine. They've gone now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think there's a parcel being dropped off, and I think the neighbour's taking us, so it's all right. We're all good. We're all good.
Awesome. Carry on. Awesome. You mentioned Skylar Rose there. Now, obviously, I followed her story, you know, throughout the whole thing, and we did a watch long for her very first match. And do you know what? It was really proud to see how far she's come.
100%. I think Skylar Rose even even PPW have acknowledged that she's one of the hardest female workers that they've got in the minute, because I think when someone tells you, and I've been in this position before, about you, when someone tells you that you can't do this, you're not good enough, you either sink or swim. And Skylar is definitely swimming. Like, and you can just see each week all she wants to do is just improve, whether it's in the gym, in the ring, on her promo work. And like when I was mentioning before with that video, I didn't even get a chance to finish the story. With Skylar, I wrote like a basic script for her. And I'm not the thing is, I'll just sidestep for this. I have no experience in the ring, how to cut promos or anything like that. I've literally just watched the product and learned from it and picked up stuff as I went along. But I've also implemented what my creative process does. Like, my brain will have like about one idea and then take about 50 different ideas from that one idea. It's like a spider's web. I did it with Gunnar Rig. I had a basic set of what I want to do for this promo package, and I ended up like throwing about 50 different ideas at the poor guy. He just stood there and was like, "Do what you want," like just like, do it. And with Skylar, it was like, what do I want to get over? Like, how do we put you over with this, right? So you're the underdog. We want to make it sound confident. So I literally rewrote the script hours before we started filming. And I was like, by the way, Skylar, we've rewritten the script, right? And the girl could have just went, I'm not doing it. No. Instead, what I loved, Skylar was like, okay, I just need a moment to learn the lines or get an idea what the lines are, and we'll go. And we've done the promo package in like, what, 4 hours maybe, just shy of that. I think I finished work at 3. I got away for about 7. Yeah, so about 4 hours, like from like the first shot to wrapping it. She was great. And the thing is, like, she doesn't take these things for granted. Every day is a learning curve, and I love that. I love to sit in a wrestler who's been told, "No, you can't do it," and given that confidence to say, "Yeah, you can do it. Go and smash it." And even the clips I've seen in her matches, you can just see that confidence just bubbling up, and then you can see more and more, and the confidence with the stuff she's getting coached. I think it's by Liam Slater.
Mm-hmm.
She gets coached, and it's just fair play, like to just. Because I don't know as a fan how you approach a wrestler that just doesn't have a bit of confidence or a bit about them in terms of, like, I don't know how to do this, and be patient with it. So what Liam's doing with Skylar is class. I love it, mate. And what the other coaches in PPW are doing with that is class. So fair play at the girl. And I'd like to see her do more shows outside PPW. That's the big step, I think. And I know she can do it. If she's watching it, you can do it, Skylar. Like, you can do it. So, and if I can be part of that little journey with her as well, that'd be class to see. Like, just to see her just go step and step and step and reach for the stars. Or as I keep telling her, sky's the limit. I was telling her, end of the shoot, that's your merch. And I know she doesn't like that line, but I was like saying, like, that's your merch, that's your line. Sky's the limit. Do you know what I mean?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this is on your Instagram as well.
What, Sky's, what, this promo?
The promo, yeah.
Yeah, it's on there. Awesome. Do you know what it is? I love putting stuff like that together, because I can just it's not just like the color grading and the color correction and the snappy cuts and the text and stuff like that. It's like, I love the how can I tell a story element of it all. I love it. I genuinely love it, especially in wrestling, because that's all it is. I keep mentioning it's a storytelling thing. But it's not just for me. I don't want to just throw out fancy, flashy, like twisty, turny, like all these unbelievable graphics. Graps does, or Ash does it really well, where he has like high intensity, fast cutting clips. Doesn't need like, and there's like the odd flash and stuff, but it still works. Whereas you'll see some like really high level video editors that'll just throw every transition, every special effect under the sun. And for me, it's a turn off for me. Like, I didn't want to say that. Just give us something really, really fundamental, but also like makes us go, Jesus Christ, that was good. And I just love just trying to put my spin on a story like that. And I've only done 2 promo packages. I would love to do more, because if I do get the opportunity to do more, I feel sorry for the wrestlers because my brain will explode with ideas. FYI, right? I could totally have a script and a plan and a shot list here, and then all of a sudden, poof, change of plan. We're going here. We're shooting this instead. I want to do this. You do that. Let's figure this out. But that's what I love about it. That's probably why I love being involved with wrestling so much. Just telling that story element, man. I forgot what the question was.
What we'll do is we'll put Skylar's obviously promo link in the description of this video so people can go watch it, because I've just got it here now and it is pretty, remarkable. Do you know what I mean? All the things as well. Do you know what I mean? It's just really, wow. I'm blown away, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm really, really bad at getting compliments. I'm trying to just be like, yeah, thanks, man. Really, but honestly, deep inside, I'm like, man, so just like when I just disappear off camera a little bit and just like disappear, like I'm just rubbish at it. Like, but it's just what I love to do. Like, I mean, like the Gunnar Rig one, that was over a year ago that I made that, and that was fun. That was fun because Gunnar was just like, mate, you're in creative control. Do what you need to do, and because he's known as the heavy metal monster, I immediately tapped into the late great Bray Wyatt. I was like, what can I do to make it Bray Wyatt-esque? So I went for like the mask cut-in transitions. I went for glitching. I went for like the paranormal kind of stuff, like the supernatural kind of stuff, because his feud was with AC Drake. And it was like an apprentice versus the master kind of stuff. So I kind of want to have a little bit of Star Wars in there, but mainly just like supernatural. How can I make it, as supernatural as I possibly could? So filming a really dingy back lane, which had access to people walking past, which some folk laughed, I won't lie, but other folks were like, hey, what's going on here? Because how often do you see a 6'5" bloke in leather outfits with a big mask that's got blood on it and a hand, like, fit, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then my other idea was like, I want to take it to there's like because Newcastle's got so many bridges, I keep forgetting which one it is. It's the one next to Newcastle Castle, where it's like, it's closed off at the minute, but we like snuck in to film a little bit of promo work, and it was just dark and dingy and like drippy and just, whoa, it was unsettling. So I just thought, this is it. This is the shot here. So I got just to do like, I want you to walk forwards. I want you to walk backwards. I want you to walk like as if you're going to walk through the wall. I want you to like jump at the camera. I want you to just turn and like just give us different angles I can work with. And it came off really well. It was like a 90-second promo of him telling what he's been through, what he's going to do, how he's like going to take back the main event wrestling title. I think at the time he wasn't holding the title. I think Drake had it at the time, and just how he's going to defeat his master. And that the sense of pride in that as well, like, it was just like, wow, like that's getting shade. Like I did it. Like that was a big, like, just pat on the back moment, because it was like, not only have I got involved with wrestling in Newcastle, but I've also started making video packages for wrestlers, which kind of, I didn't know it at the time, that was when the seed was planted for heel turn media. Like, I didn't know it then, but it was like that little seed just got planted, and that itch needed to be scratched quite regularly. And it only took us a year to get here, and it was just brilliant. And it was like I mentioned before, full circle with North Wrestling. Just, you look back, like, it's just bonkers. Just to see how far I've come, and just, it makes you want more. And very motivated is where I'm at the minute. Where, yeah, motivated, very, very, very motivated. Eat, sleep, and breathe wrestling at the minute, which my girlfriend's probably not a fan of. Right? I did say it's part of the package, right? When you going out with me, there's going to be an element of wrestling, right? As long as I get WrestleMania and SummerSlam and Royal Rumble and Survivor Series, we're fine.
But rest of the time, it's all right.
Oh yeah, rest of the time is fine. I can catch up with SmackDown. It's on Netflix now. Main Event Wrestling's on YouTube. I catch up with that whenever I want. So, but like, for me, do you think do you think there's too much consumption of wrestling? Like, do you think, like, compared to where it was a year ago, where wrestling was literally on fire, like even AEW, right? Well, like I'm not tribalist with wrestling, right? I watched All In. What I caught of All In. I know it was a 6-hour pay-per-view, but like watched that night main event, All In. Watched Dynamite, SmackDown, Raw, NXT. Do you think there's, from a fan, because from me, I think there is too much wrestling going on at the minute compared to last year, where it was just your Raw, NXT, SmackDown, or Dynamite week in, week out. Do you think there's been too much wrestling?
I mean, you could even throw MLW and TNA into that argument as well if you want.
Good, yeah.
Ring of Honor. But yeah, I mean, everyone's said it. Even people I've had on the show, they've always said that there's loads of wrestling to watch. Like you said, I mean, Raw's what is it? 3 hours normally Raw.
Yeah, but 2-3 hours maybe.
Yeah, Raw's 3 hours. NXT's 2 hours. AEW that's 2 hours. 2 hours TNA. Do you know what I mean? That's a lot. Do you know what I mean? The thing is now is it's juggling things. You know what I mean? We've all got lives. We've all got jobs. Obviously, I've got a job. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have as well.
Yeah. I think trying to find that balance as a fan is hard work, especially when it's on midweek. For me, I have to consume my Raw fix through YouTube. And if it's been a fire show like it was on Monday, then I'll find a way to watch it, whether it's like in my car, watching the first hour, lunch break, watching half an hour, come back home, and if I get 5 minutes before running or after running, watch it then. I do think at the minute, as a media person, I think there is too much wrestling. It's almost on television for me anyways, where it's almost like a superhero movie fatigue. Do you know, where like every year there'd be 2 or 3 superhero films that come out, and eventually like it got to the point where I was like, this is too much. I can't keep up. I physically can't keep up, and I'm losing interest. And this is where I mentioned before, where indie promos can jump on this, because what shows last 3-4 hours tops, and they finish a relatively early time. Benji, I think when I first heard a podcast with him, might be with yourself, purposely focused on having the event finish around 7:30, because it's a weekend, gives the kids and parents time to spend the evening with each other. It's not to get back home to, if it's on like say a school week, and they're not going to be knackered on Sunday, and that Scup has all the plans. I like that. Whereas I know that like SmackDown and Raw are, for our time, they're on stupid o'clock. But I know there's people who watch it because they either stream and make a living from it, or they're just a hardcore fan. I'd never take that away from anyone. But for me, if there's like, it felt like these last couple of weeks, there was wrestling on like for 2 weeks consecutively. And I didn't know where to even look. So I kind of just took a step back. And I thought, if it's good enough, I'll come and watch it. Like, I'm not like I love my wrestling, but if I find a way to watch it, I'll watch it. I'll give it the time. But I'm also that person where it's like, I don't need to watch it all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like you mentioned, we've all got jobs, or most of us will have working jobs. Got to pay the bills, etc., etc., etc. Sometimes I just don't have that time to watch all that wrestling. But as long as it's like almost like a cooling off period, where I think we are getting that cooling off period now, where you'll see like everything sort of drop off, and AEW and WWE aren't like, what show can we put on against this show? How can we counteract this show with this show? Like, man, just if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Just trust fans. I mean, they'll watch it regardless. But I was just curious. Like, I don't know if anyone's watching it and just like thinking that there is too much wrestling. For me, there's a little bit too much televised wrestling, but at the same time, it makes me hungrier to go and watch indie wrestling, because it means I can watch it with my own eyes and then wait for the highlights to come up and relive it. Whereas it's just like clip, and it's just, as much as I like doing it and wanting to push it on a social capacity, yes, for that show for that weekend, but I would never say, right, post 6 clips Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because I think you'd lose people really quickly. For me personally, if it's like on the night, works because you're in the event. Outside of it, I think you're not so much in danger, but fatigue.
Yeah, that's why I like the UK, the indie scene so much well in the UK, because what it's like, your shows are mainly Friday, Saturday, Sunday anyway, so you've got like weekend to chill, do you know, like in a way.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's why I love how the indie shows fall on the weekends, because you've got obviously some of us will be living for the weekend or working for the weekend, and they've got that thing to look forward to. So for North, that was my birthday, Christmas Day, anniversaries, everything rolled into one for me. It was like, can I get to Saturday? I just want to get to Saturday and do North. Same with Wrestling Newcastle. Can I get to just get me to Saturday? I just need those 4 hours to just be in an area where I feel comfortable, not just socially but creatively as well. Because I'm a bit of an introvert. You would never think it, but I'm honestly, I talking to people for the first time, I'm absolutely shockingly shit at it. So bad. Like I would quite happily, if I had a shell, just hiding it, 100%. But where's I going with this, by the way? I've just lost my train of thought. But I think when you go into that, when you look towards the weekend, yeah, 100%. And I think, like, for me, if a show can do it right in terms online presence, I'll be back. Fans will be back. Love to see it. Love to see it. I think it's perfect for a weekend as well, because even more so now when the schools are broken up. So it's the perfect time for to throw shows out at the minute. If it can be done, like even Friday, you could look at Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows now, because with the kids being brought up from school, why not try a Thursday or Friday show?
Who knows, right?
I know, right?
So a few little more questions, mate. Obviously, begin to wind down and stuff like that. So you've done so much, like I said, obviously in the photography side. What's next, and do you have any like other goals you want to achieve?
I definitely want to do more video stuff. 100% want to do more video stuff. When you see what Ash Graps from wrestling, what Grant's doing, what you're seeing other promotions doing, I want a little piece of that cake. So I'm not saying here I am, hire me for filming ringside. That's not my expertise. I did it for Full Tilt. I enjoyed it, but it was a little bit stressful because I've never done that element before. But for me, if it's like get to ringside and do behind the scenes or alternate angles and behind the scenes stuff, 100%. I would love to do more of that. I would love to do more wrestling promos, because I see stuff like Shreddy and Brady. Honestly, that promo video would just be fire if I got the opportunity, because my head was spinning the other day with like the ideas, the spinning. And I just love to do more, because that's what I love to do. Like, if I mentioned if I could do this full time, absolutely would. I would love to do this full time, because I wouldn't call it a job. Do you know what I mean? So for me, target wise, it's just get to more video work, still with the photography stuff, 100%. Get to as many shows and work with as many shows as I possibly can. And also take on some wrestlers as clients as well. I mean, Skylar, one, hopefully a couple of others. I mean, I'll be limited because I've only got a certain amount of hours personally. But like, just to work with people, and if I can get a wrestler, ultimately, if I can get a wrestler, it's a massive goal, but dream big, right? If I get a wrestler to go from an independent scene and like help them to go to, I don't know, Europe, Japan, America, fuck me, that would be unbelievable. To be part of that person, like a very small cog in the machine. I would love to be that kind of cog. Like that'll be a huge goal for me, to have a wrestler, whether it's from a promo work or just as a client, or just I would love to just see them go from independent to big time, or even work with a full-time wrestler like a Matt Cardona. You know what I mean? I would love stuff like that, or Shotzi, just independent, high, big value name, out there, work with them socially. That would be unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's brilliant. Michael, it's been an absolute blast, man. Obviously, I could chat for hours, but unfortunately, I'm going to have something to eat, mate. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Oh, mate, loved it. I wouldn't stop a man getting involved with the food. I need to get some food as well. You just mentioned that. I'm actually quite hungry.
You know what, mate? I mean, you were more than welcome to come back on any time just to talk wrestling. Do you know what I mean? Because we could talk for absolute hours, man.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I told you before when we're talking, I could chat for days. Gobshite is what I get called. Gobshite, right? I'd happily come on anytime you want us to come back on, mate, honestly. But obviously, the 100th guest will be waiting. We need the 100th guest. It needs to be party poppers, balloons, all that kind of stuff. We need it all, right? So go and source the balloons. Go and get the party poppers, right? I'm here for it.
When all said and done, though, mate, you were part of the 100.
Buzzing with that, by the way. Buzzing with that. Thank you for having me part of the 100.
Not a problem. So I need a couple of things from you, mate. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
So, Wrestling Newcastle, big one. North Wrestling, also doing an event in August, I believe. So I'm going to be hopefully at those two events. Heel Turn Media, just for any wrestlers, shows who just want an additional level of video content or just help with social stuff, just drop us a DM at Heel Turn Media on TikTok and also Instagram. I've got a podcast as well on Spotify. So if you want to go and check that out, there's only 2 episodes in. So I'm posting that every other Monday or every Monday. I'm trying to, time pending. But stuff like that, I'm just trying to help folk out to understand this really confusing world as digital marketing or the digital world. So just if anyone needs any help, filming wise, drop us a DM. Happy to help.
Absolutely. So if you send me all your links, mate, we'll put them in the link in the description, mate, so they can shoot from this straight to all these socials. How's that for you?
You're a good one. You're a good lad, you, Liam. You're a good lad.
Awesome. So I need one more final thing now. Everyone I interview gets to do the outro for this show. So you can say anything you want. You can promote anything you want, and I will end the show. Take it away.
Support your local indie wrestling. Support them. Buy the merch. Follow them on Instagram. Follow them on social media. Tell them that you're a big fan. Support them. Follow them. And then give this podcast a follow as well, because I think what Liam's doing is fantastic. And to be part of the 100, come on!